Part 2, if you haven't seen part 1, please check it out so you can watch these things in sync, right? In order. They're short videos, like 4 minutes or so. So last week I arrived in Japan. Now it's fight time. Now the fighters were all separated. I was the only fighter from the show in my hotel. Fight day comes along. Now I'm not going to talk about the story with the heavier opponent, blah, 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 all that stuff. You heard me say this 500 freaking times now, okay? But in a nutshell, I found out on the day of the fight that there were no weight classes and it was one 30-minute round. Yeah. And there were only 5 fights. That was also weird. Now, I was sharing the dressing room with a guy named Ken Shamrock. Yes, we know him as Ken Shamrock. And Vernon White was there as well. Now, Ken was telling me about this new sport, a fight in a cage that he would do on the 12th of November, almost like 2 months away from that day. And he said, man, everything's legal. There's no referee. You can do whatever you want to do. And man, I'm looking so much forward to it. And hey, would you like to do it? And I go, me? No referee. I said, thank you, man. I love my life. You know, I mean, if you have a crazy person who knocks you out, right, and then keeps hitting you, or worse, stomping you on your head, and there's no referee to pull him off, yeah, I'm crazy, but I'm not that crazy. But not Ken, man. I saw it in his eyes. He was really looking forward to it. Oh, okay, let's go back again. I just looked it up, right? 5 fights only. The total fight time of everything together was 13 minutes and 5 seconds. And that was the whole show. I was the fastest knockout though, 43 seconds. Now, I was an extra day in Japan, and the next day when I was roaming the streets, like every 20th or 30th person would bow quickly to me. And I go, what the hell is going on here? And then I saw a picture on the newspaper with me hanging in the splits in the air with my opponent knocked out below me. And I go, wow, I did the splits? You see, this is so weird because I remember everything from the fight, which was very weird because I never had that before, not in Thai boxing, but I didn't remember me jumping up to the splits to all 4 sides of the ring. Yep, first time for everything. Well, that was the start of my career. Every show you started meeting other fighters, the hotels became bigger, we stayed together, we started hanging out. Man, let me tell you, those days, what a camaraderie, man. No social media and people faking everything. No. Just hanging out together and having a lot of fun. And God knows, man, we laughed. We went to the movies together. The Tokyo Zoo was hilarious. I remember I was looking at the falcons and the eagles because I always had birds when I was a kid, like crows and jackdaws, right? But Ken Shamrock, no. He wanted to see the lions, the tigers, the bears, because birds are weak. The only reason they're alive is because they can fly, he said. Yeah, I can still hear him say it. Then we started getting those Glock 17 pellet guns. Listen, you couldn't tell the difference between a real one and a pellet gun. And then we would start shooting each other, only butt and below, of course, only on the legs, so no upper body. So when we were walking on the street and we saw other fighters in front of us, oh yeah, we shot their asses. And we were playing video games in those big video game halls. Virtua Fighter, man, gigantic screens, well, like 80-inch, and people go like, 80 inch, I got a TV. Yeah, but this was 93 or 94. I can tell you one thing, we didn't have that in Holland. I remember though going through security when I got back to Holland, and they went through my bag and they found the fake Glock 17. And thankfully they knew me. And I said, but come on, man, it's a pellet gun. And then one of these guards, he grabbed his own Glock 17 and he laid it next to it. And I go, okay, yeah, I can understand. So yeah, I couldn't bring it in because I was going to sell these things for $10. I buy them. Maybe, I make an extra $500 on the trip because let's face it, at the time, my fighting purse was $2,000. So $500 extra, it's a lot of money. So what do you think was the first gun I bought when I came to the States? That's right. It was the Glock 17. And everybody always said, man, you've been shooting for a long time? No, I was shooting with the pellet gun and it translated, I guess, in real shooting as well. So lesson 2 from this video is don't bring fake guns or fake knives through the airport, through security. It's kind of a problem, big deal, especially nowadays, okay? So don't do that. Next week, we're going to talk some more fun things that we did, and then another lesson that we learned from that. So don't bring anything sharp or looking dangerous on the flight. Godspeed. See you next week. Osu.